Get Sweaty with Leddy, a wellness program about pain management.
All right. There will be a payoff, I can assure you. It was gonna freeze this much overnight. When it gets down to minus 22, this is what it'll do. Holy f***. We're almost there. Try to push this up towards the channel now. Can. We're gonna have to scoop it out. Get ourselves a hole here. Nice little icy hole. Kind of, this is the sweat before the sweat. We got ourselves a hole. Let's jump in it soon.
Welcome to the latest episode of Get Sweaty with Leddy. We are here inside Back Channel Brewing because this is the place where I was able to team up with today's guest for a fantastic event called Spring Park Awakening. It was a sunrise dance and wellness festival that we held here in the summertime, and we were able to bring Isaiah Frandsen out, aka the Breath Massiah, for just an incredible breathwork session. And Isaiah, you have a very unique story because it's similar to mine from an injury standpoint, but completely different from how you managed to heal yourself. So tell us, how did you get into breathwork and how did you persevere through your pain and all of that?
So thank you first of all to be here. I love the name, you know, Getting Sweaty with Leddy. And just the Spring Park Awakening, you know, that event and that experience made it very clear that all people need to come together, and when it's around things that benefit our being, benefit our body, our mind, our spirit, our human connection, it just feels natural. It felt so natural, it felt so easy. It was just gather, right? Gather, here's these vendors, here are these people, and see what you want to experience, you know? Enjoy the pieces or the parts that feel calling to you. You want to dance? Do you want to chill? Do you want to do yoga? You want to do this workout? You want to breathe? Like, it's all like, what do you want? You know what I mean? So that event was really, really beautiful, and it was an honor to be a part of. Going into the breath work, how did I get into breath work? So I think it's a long story, but I'm gonna make it short. So I always knew when you are in the flow, you can do things that you don't know. You can always accomplish things that don't always make sense. But when you can connect with the flow state of your breath, it's almost like there is no limitation. There is no cap on human potential. And from that, you know, I went through the pain route to find a lot of these answers, a lot of these ancient wisdom practices, right? And I think the biggest key was having double hip surgery at 19 years old.
Damn, that's wild.
And what's crazy is like, it's not wild to me. That's why I think it's wild, because I don't know anything but that. Same with you. Like, you were the one that actually went through the injuries, went through the experiences. So you don't know like what life is without that.
And that's why I'm so excited to have these conversations, because like many others that have suffered through years and years and years of pain, it becomes you, and you don't think to talk about it because you don't want to burden others with it. People don't understand, and they're just thinking you're almost weak in a sense because you're talking about it. But we're here to show that no, like, talking about your pain is almost the first step towards relieving yourself of pain.
Well, yeah.
And if we didn't get connected, then we aren't able to share the fact that you can have similar injury trajectories, but heal yourself in different ways.
Yeah, I really like what you just said, because when I think of healing yourself in different ways, so on the way here, I was thinking about how would I tell somebody to heal themselves or to come to terms with the healing that they need. And I would say one thing is, do you have the money that you want to pay? And if you don't have the money, you still have solutions. It's just going to take a lot of time. And that's really what it is. And the reason why I know a lot of the things that I know now is because I didn't have the money, but I had the time. And I used the time in ways that showed myself I care about myself. It showed myself, no, I'm committed to feeling better, I'm committed to learning what I don't know and does not make sense yet. And that came in a variety of ways. It started for me with something like Human Garage, which deals with fascia maneuvers and breathwork as its core, you know. And if you are familiar with Human Garage, they have a huge platform. They're sharing all their tools and resources for free.
It's unreal.
You know, that's one thing. Then I found GOTA. GOTA stands for Greatest of All Time Athletes, which is basically getting you back into your back chain, like a cross crawl pattern. We all start out the womb crawling, and there's a natural pattern that's to that. And if you unlock and unwind your body, you know, people who walk GOTA are like Kobe Bryant. There's that bow-legged Michael Jordan. They're on their ball of their foot, right? Their back chain, their hamstrings are big, their glutes are big, their back is strong. That's all about back chain, right? That's natural. And then from that, I asked myself this question one day, and it was, what is the one thing we all have access to but we don't do? And I was like, oh shit, take a deep breath. We all have that all day, every moment. But for some reason, after about age 10, you don't really get told, oh, you're having a hard time, take a deep breath. Or even better, would you like to take a deep breath with me?
Wow.
So when I realized, I was like, wow, bro, I'm just aware of it. But now every person that's in pain just needs somebody to breathe with them.
Right.
Just needs somebody to say, hey, you're having a hard time. I understand I can't fix it, but I can be here with you. I can feel with you. I can breathe with you, you know? So that's really where I'm at, and that's really what I'm here to share, and realizing that, and it's that simple.
Wow.
You know?
You know, I before I got into the desire to seek out breath work, I was told by a neurochiropractor that I saw to just, you know, if I'm stretching, I need to just breathe into the wound. And that kind of always stuck with me. And when I would sit and I would think and I would breathe into my low back, or I'd breathe into my knees, I would have a sense of ease come over me in a sense. The pain wouldn't be gone because, I mean, I'm just doing a little breathing. But I knew that there was something there with that, and the fact that I'm now able to get connected with you and other breathwork experts. I've seen the potential myself and how breathing is such a powerful healing tool. It's amazing. It is key. For me, a big validation point was working with a pro athlete, right? When I worked with a pro athlete, the first person I really brought through the process, coming off of a knee surgery, meniscus, it was like, he would tell me like, bro, I feel infinite.
And I'm like, dude, you're already like are pretty, like, you know what I mean? Perceived as infinite.
Yeah.
But like, you don't know because you just see people who are playing on Sundays as like superhuman, or like, dude, they can run this fast, they can jump these things. You wouldn't think, bro, they don't know how to breathe. They can do these freakish things. They can accomplish, you know, the greatest, they can jump 40, 50 inches, but they don't know how to calm themselves down and breathe. So it's almost like they have an on switch, but they don't have an off switch. And that's where breathing is a very integral piece in all of our lives as a way of calming down, de-stressing, grounding, being present, because in today's world, we got our phone, we got our cell phone, we got how many notifications on our phone, how many missed phone calls, how many missed text messages, how many emails we got, like there's always, we're like this. And the only thing that's gonna connect our mind with our body is that breath. And this is why it doesn't matter who you are, where you are, you need your breath, you know, you need this tool. And if you're gonna go through life and be resilient enough to handle life's challenges, not having this tool is only gonna hurt you.
Right.
It's almost like being in the middle of the ocean with no life jacket or no floaty. It's like, dude, you're gonna get swallowed up.
Yeah, I was before you even said that, I was thinking to myself, what if someone gets into a panic state, you know, if they're not conscious with themselves, they're gonna panic and breathe heavily. But if they're able to understand the gravity of the situation, they'll be able to collect themselves, breathe slowly, and then make the next move. And it's breathing, I mean, it's just
crazy.
It's such an incredible tool. Remind me, what other injuries did you have to endure before you got onto this pathway of breath work?
So my senior year of high school, right before I was committed to NDSU already, so I was going to NDSU for football. But before that, I think it was the end of my junior year, I did a track meet, did one track meet, and this is when my life kind of like turned. Actually, there's one thing before that. So one thing before that is I was in the cities at not NFL, a combine for my senior year of football. So going into my senior year, I win this combine MVP, like 300 kids. Damn. You know, like, and the thing is, my numbers weren't crazy. It's not like I was running a 4.4. I was like high. I was in the top percentile of every category, but when it came to one-on-ones, I won every single rep. And that's what solidified me getting MVP, because people ran faster than me, they jumped higher than me, they benched more than me. But because all of my numbers were top percentile, and then when it came to competition, I won every time. But then that same day, I had my appendix removed.
Damn.
Literally get home from here, the cities, 2 hours later, 3 hours later, feel really nauseous and sick. And then I just throw up like what felt like a gallon of like Kool-Aid.
Damn.
And I was like, dude, that's not right. Like I've thrown up before, but I shouldn't be throwing up like profusely like water or liquid, and it was just red. So then I called my grandma, because my mom and dad were at some concert, and I go to the ER and they're like, oh, we gotta do these tests, you know, to check your appendix. They put a colonoscopy basically. So they put the tube up your ass, and I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Like, this shit is crazy, bro. I just won a combine, bro. Like,
it's from the ultimate high to the ultimate low, right?
Literally,
there.
like this was humble. And then the next day was my birthday.
Oh my God.
So this was at 16, 17 years old. You know, I just literally won something I committed to and practiced to. I'm in a hospital bed. You know, literally not even within 24 hours, like 4 hours apart. And I didn't know what was going on. So get my appendix surgery, all that. Okay, cool. Then the next year is going into my senior year. I do one track meet, and I always wanted to do track. I never really did it. I played baseball. And this one track meet, I got 3 out of 4 first places. So I got high jump first place, hurdles first place, 100-meter first place, and then long jump. I hurt myself. So when I was doing the long jump, the 110 hurdles, I would just run, jump.
Yeah.
So all that pounding, my back. By the time I got to long jump, I did one jump and I heard like a crack or something. And I was like, I don't know. But I was like, I gotta finish, dude. I'm feeling good.
That's exactly the time period we grew up in. You gotta play through the pain. You gotta perform.
And then when I get to it, then I do one more jump, and then I like can't walk. And then I'm like, dude, this isn't good, bro. Like, this is not good. Then that's what really, for the first time exposed, you know, that I had to get my back, X-ray on my back, MRI or CAT scan on my hips. And then that's when I found out I have double hip impingement and a hairline fracture in my L5. And I'm a senior in high school or junior in high school, and I'm like, bro, are you serious, bro? Like, I have all this potential, but like, this is what I'm at. Like, what am I gonna do? So then going into NDSU, get to NDSU, you know, I'm like, I'm not having surgery right away. We're gonna try to go without it. Have the surgeries, you know, then it's the whole journey, learn how to walk, run, all the things.
Yeah.
But then after that, hamstrings, right hamstring, left hamstring, another hamstring, foot, this, that. So then NDSU really put the light on how important it is to recover, to get yourself back. Because at NDSU, we were 3-time back-to-back national champions.
Creme de la creme.
We had 6 weeks off the entire year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's your full-time job and overtime, you know what I mean? And to know that I'm not healthy enough to do it, then I transferred to Winona. And I think it was the first, so we go in, our first day back in training camp, we have conditioning tests, right? Oh, of course, we got to do conditioning. We'll see what you did in the summer.
Yeah.
Well, as a football coach, I never understood it, but there's no reason to test your conditioning on the first day back to have your body completely fatigued to now do 3 weeks straight of football.
You got to ramp up.
Not let's just throw them in the fire.
Yeah,
not let's throw them in the fire. So that's what they did.
Damn.
Threw us in the fire. I was conditioned. I did the conditioning test, but my hamstring right away came back. So I'm like, bro, I'm about to pull my hamstring. I already know I'm about to pull my hamstring again.
Yeah.
I already know my body. It's clear signs. Go another 3-4 days, hamstring is pulled. Now I'm like, I'm about to quit football, bro. Like, I just transferred from NDSU, win a national champions, come to a new school. I'm about to quit, bro. Like, I literally told, I'm about to quit, bro. Like, this shit's not worth it. We don't have health insurance, so we pay our own health insurance to play football. Dangerous sport, makes no sense. But then I found this acupuncturist. This acupuncturist, Phil Kish from Optimal Movement in Rochester, literally saved my career.
Wow.
When I say saved my career, because he exposed me to tools, resources, and a practice or the things that made it very clear that I was actually getting better or to actually heal, you know? So things like, they have these things like energy discs that give you a body of frequency. And it's literally like a sticker, but it's like a $35 sticker you wear for 24 hours and it's giving your body those things. His acupuncture, the acupuncture he did the first day, I think the next day after I pulled my hamstring, I was able to like run up to 85%.
Damn.
So then I was like, oh, there's something in this, you know what I mean? And then he showed me No More Back Pain by Foundation Training, Dr. Goodman. And then my back pain, my hamstrings went away because I was back in that back chain.
Yeah.
So I think what was clear for me is really just the resources and tools that we are looking for are always there. It's just, are we going to be humble enough or like surrender to the pain enough, the way that the universe or God is trying to teach us, to actually receive what is the solution, you know?
And you know, and a lot that goes in with that is how you're taking care of yourself outside of that. You can't just decide to go and try acupuncture and then you're just going to be good to go after one session.
Yeah.
It's how did you prepare your body to go into that session?
Yeah.
How are you taking care of your body after that?
Yeah.
And a lot of people are looking for that quick fix. They're looking for just the one thing that they can do.
Yeah.
And it's a combination of so many things to be able to take care of yourself properly.
Exactly. And I think people who are looking for the quick fixes, this is what I would say. If it could be taken away that easily, did it really get fixed? Or did it just put the Band-Aid on the symptom that you didn't want to have anymore? You know, because anything, it didn't take one experience for that pain to come there. You know, it's all these things compiled on each other. So if I put one Band-Aid or one solution over it, is that really addressing what's really going on? And in the medical world or in the Western world, we think that makes sense. You know?
Yes, our society is designed to treat the end result. Oh, that's where your pain is. They don't say, well, where did the pain originate?
Yeah.
You know, you just waited until you got to the point where you couldn't handle it anymore, and now your shoulder's messed up. But maybe your shoulder started because you messed your neck up, or maybe it was a concussion, or maybe you jammed your wrist because there's so many little bones and nerve endings in your hands and your feet that if you stub your toe, if you just run into the wall of any way, shape, or form and create a sort of impact, that's gonna disrupt the chain of communication between your brain, your nerves, and your muscles, and leave yourself vulnerable to other pain. So it's messed up, and I wish that our society was more geared towards the preventative measures that you can take, but that's what we're here to do. We're here to show all of these things that you can do to heal yourself. And you're into breathwork now, but it didn't start with breathwork, right? And it's not just breathwork, right?
It's for me, it's tangible, simple tools. Anything that's simple and tangible, and if I do it one time and it works, I should probably keep doing that. Because it's like if you're sick and you drink a bowl of soup, you're not like, oh, I'm just not sick anymore. It's like, oh, I feel a little bit more settled, or like my body is starting to go through it. Oh, my fever might be not as intense, right? It's finding tools and things that improve progress rapidly. You know, and when you do something, you should know, did this improve my process rapidly, or did it stay the same? And obviously there should always be some level of resistance to it. You know what I mean? It's not like I do yoga, I feel free right away. Like you have to go feel the things, or where is the tightness, where is the pain, where am I compensating? But at the end of the day, you should be able to feel a difference whatever you're doing. You know, and that's what I base my worldview of, like, does it work? Like somebody's like, oh, do you recommend X, Y, or Z? Well, it depends on what you're looking for. Like if you're looking for, you know, a bone heal, you broke your bone, you probably shouldn't, I can't even think of something, like you probably shouldn't see a therapist. You know, a therapist can't really fix your broken bone, you know? It might be able to a therapist might be able to help you with emotional things that might have caused or led to the broken bone.
Or the aftermath of how it affected your daily life and maybe prevented you from achieving a goal. That's where that therapist would come into play, because there's a mental component to all physical pain.
100%.
And I like when you said, you know, you have to feel. Feeling is so important. And a lot of people mask their feelings with whatever a doctor is going to give them. And that 100%. Doctor is not looking out for you. They're looking out for their process. They want to protect their process. They want to keep you coming in. They want to make sure, you know? It's wild.
And I want to say what you just said about about what you just said, because there's no incentive for a doctor to have you leave healthier. Then they won't see you. And the whole business plan of the medical system is to keep lifelong patients, lifelong clients. And once during my hip surgery, something clicked. I don't know what it is. I don't know when it was. I just know something within me clicked and said, I don't want to come here anymore because I know I'm not getting anything I want. So for me, because I was just at the doctor's like 2-3 weeks ago, right, with my girlfriend. And I just get so disgusted when I'm there. Like such a distasteful, bro, they're not helping, bro.
Dude, I won't go. I don't even go.
And it's like, you know this though. It's not like it's they might be able to. No, you know that their goal is to say, thank you for coming. Make sure you stop at the pharmacist on the way out. That is their mode of delivery. So if you know that, why are you going? You don't kick a dead horse. Don't be the dead horse and allow the doctor to kick you. That's all I'm gonna say.
And you know, this is all what's compelled me to write my book and to start this podcast, because I would tell people about my journey and they'd tell me about their pain and I'd give them a recommendation and they just brush it off because I'm just a person. You know, I'm not a doctor, but I am just it is my entire goal now to just force feed this type of wellness to people, because you do not need to go to the doctor right away. And even if you do have to go to the doctor, you need to get 2, 3 opinions. Because everybody's trained differently. They're specialized in one way versus another from someone. So you have to, it's important to find these natural processes first before ending with a potential doctor visit.
And I think what you just said is about the perspective too. Like you have one hip, you have one knee. You don't, like, you can get a knee replacement. It's still your body trying to adjust to this artificial knee. So why are we so careless to give our body over, or to give our life force energy over to somebody who's sitting behind a desk, behind a keyboard with your notes, but they don't actually live with you?
Right.
So do they really understand what you're going through in a 20-minute visit or in a 10-minute visit or however long they spend with you?
Nope.
It's not possible. So, and they also are just designed to create a solution, even if that's not the best solution. Because what I realized is they're not trained in diet, right? So they will never recommend, oh, you should have a healthier diet, even if you have high blood pressure, even if you have diabetes, none of those things. They're not gonna say, oh, you should probably change your diet, when most likely that's the thing that's causing it. The second thing is exercise. So I have an issue right now with, let me rephrase this. The challenge about mental health is when you physically move your body, mental health almost becomes irrelevant. And it's almost like, why are we talking about something that comes and is affected based on the lack of something, right? It's like saying, oh, I have no money, but you don't work. It's like, well, where does money come from? Are you gonna go to the money tree and just pull off the leaf? You know, so it's just like, I think critical thinking now more than ever is really important. And also remembering wellness is a personal journey, right? Some people love yoga, some people hate yoga. Some people love lifting weights, some people hate lifting weights. It doesn't matter where you stand in between, find what works for you. Some people like body weight squats. Some people love bodybuilding and putting 700 pounds on the bar. You know, that's not for me, but hey, if that's what you love and that's what grinds your gears and that's what gets you up in the morning,
straight up,
put 700 on the bar and do it.
And that's what was so cool about the event where we started our relationship together, Spring Park Awakening. It is teaching people all of these different modes of wellness, from breathwork to bar to Pilates to yoga to high intensity training. It's all there and it's all accessible. And we just got to put it out there for people. And I think when you put it out there, as somebody who wants to improve their life or wants to make changes, it's about curiosity. Right now, I'm really understanding that curiosity is the thing that keeps you going, right? If you're in a lot of hip pain and you're like, everything isn't working, you got to still be curious to what else is out there. Because that is the testament to how I am and what the tools that I've found, from infrared saunas to red light to grounding, all these tools have come because of curiosity. I was just curious, how much better can I feel? I know I can make myself feel better through just breathing. So what other things complement that breathing? What other things naturally calm my breath? What things naturally create better flow? And here I am, 4 years later, understanding that we all create our world, we all create our reality, and being courageous enough or curious enough to even see what's out there, and you have to just put it out there and see what happens, see how it feels. The first time I got acupuncture, I was like, I don't know about that, needles, and then I got it, I was like, dude, this is the best thing ever, bro. People who are afraid of needles are tripping, bro. And if you don't want to start there, start with the ear, right? 5 points on your ear. These are scientifically proven. I challenge people to do their research after feeling. Most people do research before feeling. Because they want to protect themselves. They want to protect their belief system. I've learned how to feel things, then research. So now I'm supporting whatever I felt. I go in saying, okay, on a scale of 0 to 10, I feel like a 6 right now.
oh, after I left, I feel like a 7.5. That shit works.
Yep.
Now that I know it works, let me learn why it works or what is working in it. Because it's one thing to say, oh, I gotta figure it out. That's thinking. We're all day thinking. But as humans, we're a feeler. That's why we give people hugs, we give people handshakes.
Yep.
We wanna feel their energy, we wanna see their eyes, we wanna, share our emotions. And that feeling is so vital. And because the advancement of tech, we forgot how vital and important feeling with people is.
Yeah.
And that's why I love the sauna environment.
Speaking of the sauna, I bet it's finally to the point where we can go and enjoy it. It was minus 22, or it felt like minus 22 when we lit it up today, but I think we've settled into like about 0 degrees and only feels like -6.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Sauna's hot. Let's do a little breath work in there and
Let's
go
do
jump
it.
in a cold hole.
Let's do it. We are here. We just went from Back Channel Brewery to the sauna. It's cozy, it's warm.
Oh, it's beautiful.
So, what we're gonna do is part of my new breath system that's coming out sometime in 2025. One of the main things that I've noticed with all people is there's a lot of tension in our neck, our shoulders, and the back of our head. So all we're gonna do some simple practices. Any person listening, you can do this. Just make sure you're not driving. Make sure you know you can do it. You know what I mean? Just feel and try to embrace every breath. So the first thing you're going to do is just going to be an inhale with your shoulders pulled back. So really just breathing back, and then exhale, just letting them go. Yep, just get back into that back chain. Feel your shoulders going back. Works really good in a sauna. You feel the heat. 4 more. Release. Release. Let's do 2 more. Really pulling those shoulders back. Release. Best one. And release. And then in between every one, I like to wiggle my fingers or wiggle my toes just so I can really feel what feels different. Feel where the blood might be flowing, feel where the energy might be flowing. The next one is because a lot of us either lean to our left or lean to our right, we're gonna do both sides. So we're gonna put our right ear to our right shoulder, and all you're gonna focus on in this one is dropping this left shoulder down. So right ear, right shoulder, now you're just trying to, every exhale, drop this hand, see if you can relieve that tension. Good, let's do 2 more. One more. And release. And then maybe go left to right, feel the difference, each shoulder, each neck. I know you had some neck challenges in your hockey, so this will probably be really good for you.
It's lovely.
Okay, next one, left ear, left shoulder. Now trying to drop that right hand to that right shoulder. Good, really lean into it, breathe it out. One more. And release. Good, and then just move your shoulders, move your neck. See how it feels.
Just have nice mobility.
So this next one is called owl. Just like an owl, you're gonna inhale, look over one shoulder, exhale over the other. And then the last one's gonna be waterfall. You're just gonna inhale here, roll it down and out. Imagine a waterfall falling. So let's do 5 owls and 5 waterfalls. You can inhale over your left in 3, 2, 1. Inhale left. Exhale right. Notice each breath how maybe your mobility extends. Maybe you have more range of motion. Good. Breathe in and release. Always listen to whatever your body's asking for. Good. And before we go to this last one, just integrate again. Wiggle those fingers, wiggle your neck, your shoulders. Feeling a lot looser than when we started. Feeling good. Okay, so this one, try to sit up as much as you can so you can really rise up, breathe up, really roll it down. Imagine it's rolling down out of your spine. Good, big tall chest. Best one. And then move around your neck, your shoulders. And that's it.
That was so nice. You know, I like the emphasis on just subtle movements, because a lot of time, you know, you see people, they're trying to fix their neck and they're ranking it, they're doing it quick, they're doing it strong, and it's like, no, your neck is just this gentle, just this gentle instrument of your body.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to herky jerky any type of situation.
Yeah, it's not a rubber band. That's where I think the reason I like to emphasize the simplicity is because these are all movements you have to do, right? You're checking your mirror, or you know what I mean. Somebody says, "Hey," you know what I mean. You don't have to be like, but you knowing that you can at least turn your head makes you feel more confident to adapt to life. You know what I mean? We all need these tools. It's not like, oh, I don't need it for my job, I don't need to use it. It's like the typical saying, whatever you don't use, you lose.
Absolutely. You mentioned my neck problems, and you know, I was checked from behind into the boards head first, and my neck took the brunt of the impact, and it was almost like an accordion style situation where impact up here, but then injury down, like permanent injury down there.
Yeah.
And they never said anything was wrong with my neck, but I can tell you something was wrong in my neck.
Yeah.
And
you're compensating.
I was able through the tools that I've been able to develop to get that to a point where I do have full range of motion right now. But there is nothing more frustrating than a pinch in your neck, and you can't turn the whole way because it just eats at you.
Especially because it feels limiting, but it feels like, if I can't do this right now, when will I be able to?
Yep.
And the truth is, if you don't do something about it, you won't be able to.
Yeah.
You know, if I go to a chiropractor every day for 3 years and I'm still in the same amount of pain, mobility, well, maybe I should find a new chiropractor.
Yeah. He's just doing enough to get you to come back.
Yeah.
Down the road a little bit later.
And it's like, where is the like, I feel more confident. That's what I look for whenever I go through experience. Like being in a sauna, I feel more confident. I feel more in my body. I feel more centered. I feel more connected, right? Like we were really connected in that conversation. It's a whole nother type of connection in here.
Yeah.
Sweating together, right? Feeling, breathing, releasing. And this is what humans are looking for when they do things. You know what I mean? They're looking for that wow, I felt understood, I felt heard. Wow, I felt seen. You know what I mean?
There's a reason sauna has been around for so long, and there's a reason it's catching on like wildfire or sauna fire. Because the benefits are countless, and it's almost instantaneous. You know, as we mentioned there, you're not looking for a quick fix, but sauna has the capability to provide that quick fix for somebody where they're like, holy shit, I didn't think I could feel this good. I just thought I was going to be hot and suffer, but it's not suffering. You're just cleansing.
Yeah. And I think this is where, once again, feel it, go through a sauna, now research, why is sauna good?
Yeah.
Your blood veins have to open up so there's more blood flow in your body. But if you don't know what that feels like, You're gonna be like, why do I feel so? Why is my brain so clear?
Right.
Well, because you have more easier oxygen flow to your brain. You know, all things grow with the heat.
It paves that mud, and now you're able to just move through everything that's stuck in your body from whatever you are putting into it, whether it's bad food or alcohol or too much of anything.
Yeah.
The sauna allows that to move through.
Yeah.
And then you're able to get back to homeostasis for the body and start again.
Other than a sauna, how many times do we go through the purification process? The only time I can think of somebody purifying is they get too drunk or too hungover. You're gonna purify yourself because your body said this is too much.
Yep.
You know, so you're gonna vomit or you're gonna feel
purify, not purify, right?
Exactly. So other than sauna, I don't know other examples of like, other than like maybe doing ayahuasca or doing plant medicines, where there is a natural purgatory or, you know, purifying happening. But in my even experience, I don't know where, like, how would you purify yourself? Fasting, yes. You know, that's a form of it, but actually feeling the sweat coming out of your glands, actually feeling your body releasing the, you know, the toxins that it clearly needs to lymphatically drain.
Yep.
I also want to say something about the brain. So there's the lymphatic system for our body, but there's a glymphatic system for our brain, which people don't even consider. That's why sauna, I think, is so amazing, because the only time your glymphatic system is working when you're sleeping. So it's pumping these toxins, right? Whether it's EMF frequency, whether it's, you know, bad food, processed sugar, whatever it is, it's our brain needs cleansing just like any other system.
Yep.
But we don't think of our brain as any different. And when you're in here, you feel your brain because you're sweating out your mind. You're sweating and you're like, yo, it's hot. What am I going to do? You're either going to like embrace it or you're going to say, I got to go.
Right.
You know? So, and that's the like surrendering to the healing that's already happening.
Yep. And it is an easier, quicker way to work out if you don't like working out.
Exactly.
And maybe this will be the catalyst to get you to work out. Because now you're stressing your body. You like the way that it makes you feel.
Yeah.
You want to take it to the next level. So sauna is such a great jumping point. Because you can come into it as an individual. You can come into it as a group. But you're going to come out a better person.
Yeah. Because I always feel like you always have to face yourself. Whatever parts of yourself you might be resistant to or afraid of, in the sauna, you're going to come to better understanding. Yep. You might not solve it, you might not fix it, but you will definitely be more aware.
100%.
So,
you know where else we're going to be more aware?
We're going to be more aware in that cold.
We're going to be more aware in that cold plunge. We got a fresh hole. The sun is shining. It is a balmy 0 out. Feels like -6. Or maybe that's changed over the last minute, 30 minutes to an hour.
I doubt it.
Let's do this. All right.
Trusty, look.
Yo.
This is brotherly bonding right here.
Brotherly bonding. We feeling it. Staying calm. Yeah.
See, nature's finest.
That's right.
If you don't use the nature, you can't use you.
It won't be fine.
This is free. It doesn't cost you anything. Just dig out a hole of the water. Make sure you got a proper ladder.
Some gloves to protect the limbs, the fingers. They're the first thing that gets cold.
That's all you need. You can do it!
Oh yeah!
How about that cold plunge? That was nice. That was nice. That was a special moment, and obviously being back in the sauna, this is where it's at. You know, breaking down barriers, shelling out ways to be well, talking about all the things that will make you thrive in life. That's what it's all about, and I couldn't be more grateful to have spent this time with you, Isaiah. Well, that's gonna wrap it up for this episode of Get Sweaty with Leddy. I look forward to seeing you next time. Cheers.